Okay, before we start this video, I just need to address something really quickly. I get, not a lot, but a considerable amount of comments that say I am so materialistic because I have high heels in the background of all my videos. What? I just felt the need to share that information. Does anyone else find that hilarious? Because I do. So today I'm going to be doing a Q&A, which these are one of my favorite videos, not just to film, but also to watch. I just love just being real with you guys, being what do you want to know about me? And then just giving you a whole crap load of information that you probably didn't even want or need, but But before we get into it, if this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, the first time you're seeing my face, then hold the phone, hit the subscribe button so that you never miss a video and we can be BFFs. And speaking of being BFFs, I Instagrammed out to you guys asking you to ask me questions. Gets me every time. I ask you to ask me, you know. So if you're not following me on Instagram, then what are you doing? I feel like my Instagram's a fun poppin' time. I don't know. I'm not one of those people who's oh my god, I need the perfect Instagram feed. No, I just upload what I want. If I want to upload this, I'll upload it. If I want to upload that, it's there. You know, I like that philosophy in life. First up is Abby De Rosset asking, when did your dad move from Ireland to the United States? So I feel like you all know by now Tom, he's a legend on here. He's actually from Ireland, and I think he moved here when he was 22, I want to say. Somewhere around there, but I decided to include the story of how my parents first met because I always find these so interesting. I don't know, I find it so interesting to hear how married people met. My parents met at a bar. It was actually, I didn't know this either, my dad's first week in the United States. Who meets their wife the first week they go to a new country, you know? Who does that? Tom, that's who does it. They met, my dad took down my mom's number, but he never called her. And then they were at the same bar 6 or 9 months later, one of those two, I don't know, the number 6 and 9 are coming to me, but a whole bunch of time later. And then they talked again, and my dad decided to call her that time. But the first time, Tom rejected Kathy, basically. But, you know, the little rascal could have been playing hard to get. Who really knows with those two these days? I'll insert a picture of them here. Why not? You know, it's great. City Chick Fashion asked, would you ever go blonde? Why or why not? Got a lot of comments on my hair asking if this is my natural hair color. And it is, yeah. I actually would never dye my hair, I don't think. First of all, going blonde, I'd have to dye my roots every... You know, that'd be too much effort for me. I could barely even brush my hair every day, let alone having to go to the hairdresser every 2 weeks. Nah, thanks. But then also, I don't know, I just feel I like having the dark hair look. Fun fact though, when I was little, all I wanted in this world was to be blonde. I don't know if it's because of Barbie. This just goes to show advertising and stuff like that really can affect someone, but I thought that the only people who could be good looking in this world were blondes. And I thought brunettes were ugly. What? And so I was so sad that I was a brunette always. I remember whenever people would talk about their blonde hair, I would be sitting there as a little 7-year-old this sucks. Why am I so ugly? Literally all because I had brown hair. Brunette. And that just goes to show that take your biggest flaw, in a year from now, it might not even be your biggest flaw. It might be your greatest asset. So that just goes to show. Chloe Rebel asked, where is one of your favorite places to eat out at? Fun fact, I hate eating out. I hate it. It upsets my stomach so much. When you eat out, it's inevitably going to be so much less healthy than if you were to eat at your house, just because the oils they add in, sodium, stuff like that. There is a rare moment when I eat out and I don't feel like throwing up and dying after. And this is me getting salads from places. This isn't oh, I ate out and had a burger. No, duh, I'm gonna feel like crap. But no, I can order a salad. It doesn't matter. Seb1000 asked, do you play any sports or used to? Also, I love your YouTube channel and thank you so much. So I actually used to be the sporty girl. That was my screen name. That was my AIM name. Embarrassing. But I used to play soccer, softball, tennis, and basketball. So I was a baller. Chloe Rebel asked, would you ever go skydiving? No. No, I hate to say it. I literally hate being such a little baby, but to jump out of a no. No! Chloe Rebel, ooh, you're popping, Chloe, asked, worst fear. My worst fear, hands down, would be to eat something that has a nut in it or something I'm allergic to and then have my airway closed up. That would just be my worst fear ever. And on a lighter note, I'm so incredibly afraid of sharks. Ugh. I just don't like not knowing what's underneath you in the ocean, okay. Summer_K asked, were you ever hesitant to choose or tell people your major in fear of judgment? I'm going to be a communication major this fall and I feel like people look down on me for it. That's very interesting because I feel like communications, people, if you guys don't know, I'm a communications major in broadcast journalism, people kind of think of it as the easy major, you know, it's not all of this accounting work or business, you know what I mean? But not at all. I have always been so proud to be I'm a broadcast journalism major, and I guess it's because it's my biggest passion and what I love to do, and why should you ever be embarrassed to say you do what you love. Another question I got was, what did you always want to be when you were growing up? And I always thought I had to be, besides like when I used to want to be like a teacher back in the day, or a cashier when I was really young, a doctor or a lawyer. I always thought I had to be those two. Just because, you know, I don't know, like these just seem the most like they were helping people. I don't know, they just seem like the most successful. But and then I realized, like, you helping people, it doesn't always have to be how it traditionally is. Like, you don't have to be, you know, opening people up and closing them back together to save lives, or like defending the innocent. Just sitting here in my bedroom in front of a camera, I strive to help people. So I've never ever been ashamed of my major whatsoever. Like, I work incredibly hard, and it's my passion, and I'll never apologize for that. Kova.white asked, what are some of your favorite books? Love you, and I love you too. So I read like everything, and I could do a whole nother video on like my favorite books because I love them. Just recently, I actually finished this huge Clinton biography, Hillary Clinton. I've Snapchatted about it. If you're not following me on Snapchat, my link is down below, but a lot of people freaked out. They're like, Hillary Clinton, I hate her! And all I was thinking was, I never even said I liked her. I think you just need to be educated. I love politics. I'm right now reading Bill O'Reilly's book, Keep It Pithy. I just like how I'm very like, not, I guess, judgmental or stuck in a specific thing. Like, I have to be Republican, I have to be Democrat. This is probably the biggest Republican you'll ever meet and the biggest Democrat. And like, I just like knowledge. Also though, my greatest read lately, I am obsessed with the freaking newspaper. Growing up, right? My dad always was like, why don't you read the newspaper? And in my head, I'm like, because it's freaking boring, that's why. And I always make the excuse, I can't read the newspaper during breakfast because like all of the disgusting things, like people dying, like that, I won't want to eat my breakfast. That was my excuse. Then I just got into the newspaper, literally just opening it up and seeing what's happening in the world and being knowledgeable of it. Like, I don't know. I just wanted to tell you guys, like, try opening up your newspaper and see. Now the question you've all been waiting for. Misty Sweetie 15 asked, do you have a boyfriend or are you interested in anyone? Anytime I throw out that I'm doing a Q&A video, I get at least like 20 comments asking if I have a boyfriend, anyone, am I looking for someone, all of that type of stuff. And the answer right now is no, I do not have a boyfriend. And I mean, it's funny, I don't know what it is, but I feel like in this world, not having a boyfriend or wanting a boyfriend is stigmatized as a negative thing to like everyone. For me, it's like I'm not looking for anyone, but I'm not looking for anyone. Like, it's not like I'm like, oh my god, I could never. Everyone in my life is wonderful, but like, I definitely, to say the least, have not met the one. Like, my friends will sometimes say like, do you think you've met your husband yet? Like, I think wow, like I probably have. And I literally am like dumbfounded. I'm like, you think you met, like, these are single people, not like who have their boyfriend or whatever. I'm like, you think you met your husband out of the people in your life? Like, no, I can say with absolute conviction, no offense to anyone in my life, but like, I have not met my husband. Like, no. People say, like my friends say, I am so picky, like, oh my god, you're so picky. I don't find myself picky at all. I just think like, I was about to say I'm selective, that's the same thing as being picky, I guess, but like, no, I think if anything, then anyone should be picky. Like, it's, I'm not gonna waste my time, like that would just, like, there have been times where I've kind of tried to like force myself into liking someone, you know, I'm like, oh, he likes me and things are going well, we're going on dates, but like, I can't force myself into something. And it's not there's anything wrong with these guys in particular, but they're just certainly not for me. I mean, I get other questions asking, you know, what's your dream guy, or like, what's on your checklist? Nothing. Like, I don't have like a laundry list, but I have realized I need someone who is intellectually stimulating. That sounds so dumb. I know, like, that literally, I sound like an idiot. Like, I just sound so like, I need someone who's intellectually stimulating. I don't mean to sound like that, but conversation about like things in the world and things of life, that's a must. I can't not have that. Like, I'm not saying you need to be a genius and solve like the Pythagorean theorem every day. Like, I don't need someone who's like smart, like book smart. Like, no, that's meaningless. Like, I need someone who like is interested in like what's going on in the world. And the reason I hesitate to ever like say like this is what I want, it's because I never want anyone to try to change. You know what I mean? Like, I want to meet someone and be like, oh, okay, that's it, rather than tell them this is what you need, this is what you need to change. Like, I don't want to fix anyone. I want someone to be like good. And I just don't have any interest in wasting my time on something that I'm not absolutely, you know, yes about. My brother has had 3 girlfriends in the past year. Okay, like, who does that? I'm just definitely not like that, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm a busy girl, I work very hard, and I have a hard time as it is kind of like balancing my time for friends. So adding a relationship would honestly like be it would be a lot of work, and I'm not willing to put in work if it's not worth it. So that's where I stand on that whole thing. Haley N asked, what's the most recent photo in your camera roll? That's very interesting, Haley. Let's see. All right, I'll put that on the screen right now. Corn on the cob is life. I thought this was funny. 2 people in a row asked the same question, like back to back. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Like, that was just crazy. And the answer to that is, I have no freaking idea. I'm a mess. So those are all of the questions I'm going to answer for today. This is so sad. Like, there are so many others, and I'm so sorry if I didn't get to your question. But next time I do a Q&A, I most certainly will. Let me know if you would love to see one in the near future. And you can just comment down below or give this video a thumbs up. Anything you want. And yeah, so if this was your first time seeing one of my videos, be sure to hit the subscribe button, stay around a bit, and then also my social media will be linked down below so that, you know, we can remain friends, you know, because, you know, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm gonna go, but I'll talk to you guys later, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.